Hi everyone. So this is part two of the things that I've noticed in the US that are quite different to what we have back at home in PNG. So, number one from today's episode is federal and state laws. So, in the US, there are federal laws and state laws. So, federal laws are laws that apply to the entire United States, while state laws apply to like different states within the United States, and it varies within different states. And I think this is like similar to how like we have the constitution and then we have our customary law that is also like very challenging because every province, every like village has their own culture and custom, so it's a bit different, and it's a bit challenging to practice the customary law effectively as it is to exercise the constitution in the country. So the second one that I noticed is inclusivity. The US is very inclusive regardless of like race, age, disability, ability. So a few days ago I got on the bus and I was going to work, and there was this lady who was on a wheelchair and she was outside of the bus. And when we stopped, the bus sort of released a ramp that went out and she was able to wheel herself into the bus. And then when she got on the bus, she was able to have like, there were um, like there were tools there within the bus that were able to like hold her and the wheelchair together in the bus so that when the bus is running, it's not, her wheelchair is not moving here and there. And today, as I was coming home from work, there was this young person who was standing outside with his bicycle. And I was observing him. As he was about to get on the bus, he walked to the front of the bus and then he put his bike there. I think there's a space there that put you can put things. So he put his bike on the bus in front of the bus, and then he walked and came into the bus. So like it's very inclusive. You can um, anyone and everyone can get on the bus because of these things that make it possible. I also noticed, and this I took from reading, is in the US, or I think at least in Akron, where I am, there are what they call career academies. So, like, basically these are like pathways that allow students in various grade levels to like experience, to build their confidence and experiences at a very young age. So like various grades have like different partnerships with different business houses, different government organization, non-profits organizations, or like individuals that allow young people within their schools to go and get experience. So by the time that they are graduating from high school, by the time that they're graduating from college, they have so much experience from all this exposure that they've gotten. And I find that really, really interesting because we don't have that back at home. And this like extra work that they do, this volunteering, this community contribution, community engagement that they do, it contributes to, sometimes it contributes to like the extra credit that they need to apply to colleges, which makes it like very, very easy and convenient for them to get a place in colleges within the state. And finally, something that I learned like 2 hours ago is called daylight saving time. And this one I think it's very interesting. Please, if you want to know more, look it up on social media, look it up on um, the internet. So most states within the US practice this daylight saving time. It's a practice where clocks are moved by 1 hour during warmer months to extend evening daylight. So let's say the regular normal time is 3 p.m. But if daylight saving time was used, it would be moved back by 1 hour, so the time shown would be 2 p.m. This practice allows for like better use of daylight in the evenings, and like most times maybe for like outdoor activities to extend kind of some. So it's it's very interesting, daylight saving time. Please look it up and learn more about it. It's really interesting. I think there are only two places in the US that do not have this, is I think Arizona and Hawaii, I think, that do not have daylight saving time, but most of the states have daylight saving time. So I was having a conversation with my colleague today, and she said, do you guys have daylight saving time back in your country? And I said, what is that? And she said, it's when the clock is moved back by 1 hour. And I said, I do not understand. And she said, look it up and try to understand it. And I said, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And when I looked it up, this is what I found out. It's a practice when like the clock is moved back by 1 hour, which is really interesting. So at the time she was asking, it was like 3 o'clock. And then she said, according to like daylight saving time, that is 3 o'clock, but the actual time is 2 o'clock. That's where the sun is up. And I'm like, okay. And the sun was like really, really strong at the time, even though it was cold. Yeah, but please, if you know some more things, some more insights from other countries, not only the U.S., please share it in the comments, and let's educate each other about this wonderful world that we live in.